If you haven't, well, that's okay.
Now we're live.
We're live. Welcome back to another episode of our show on the Uplifters channel. And you're here and you're watching it. And if you're not subscribed and you haven't hit the bell notification, well, just do it now and we'll forgive you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well said. Are you gonna be terrible at using your words to verbalizationally explain things?
No, but I could use them to verbalize.
I can't even say that word. We were doing some work with Kawimoto this morning, and he's like, "Man, I'm not really being able to verbalizationally explain things this morning." I'm like, "That is so meta." I mean, that's just that word sandwich eats itself. Anyway.
We got a good friend of ours back, who's a return guest a couple times, Stephane from dotGems in US Nation. But he's here to talk to us today about dotGems and some really cool things that are going on with their community. So yeah, we're gonna dive into that. But I think we're gonna do some gratitudes first. I'm not.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
it's what we do, and I believe I'm actually in the right place in the world for that. Yeah, so, it's nighttime.
Oh, I've never seen it at nighttime before. That looks pretty slick.
Very nice. Very nice.
Judicious use of sea lanterns. Yeah, I don't know what that's going to become yet, but it's something. We'll figure it out. I just knew we were going to need more things. Monuments. All right, Stephane, since you're the guest of honor this morning, let's start with you.
All right. What am I grateful for? Well, I think what I'm grateful for these days is the network of people in the crypto community and with my friends and family, everything over the past 4 years where I've been evangelizing about Bitcoin, blockchain, and EOS and all these good things. Turns out what I was really doing was building an epic NFT funnel for artists to find me. And now these days, hey Steph, I have an artist. He's really good. He does this type. He's thinking about NFTs. Can you help him? Blah, blah. And then it's just, we're being bombarded with artists that are interested in publishing NFTs and they need help. And it's like this massive network I built. Turns out that, I was building a funnel. So I don't know. Thankful for all the artists that are interested in NFTs, I guess, would be what I'm feeling this last week or two when we NFTs are just keeps blowing up and keeps getting busier and busier.
I don't honestly believe that this is possible yet, but we've got some really smart people on the back end of this Uplift World that we're building. And Corey, someday I really hope that there's a pressure plate or something that we can stand on in front of you or point to on these signs to see how it was broken down into the limited space.
Yeah, right. Like the audio version that some fan clips off the internet and like, how did Corey get that into 20 words? No one knows. Okay. All right. So I said thankful for all the artists in my network starting NFTs.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Jimmy D, go to town. By the way, if you're in the comments, feel free to throw down gratitude. Lisa Chandler actually did one. Thank you. We need to get Lisa back on. Actually, I feel like we haven't even had a chance to chat in the longest time. As well, I guess Chris as well. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I'm grateful for vacations and to be home.
Vacations? What is that?
It's funny because Lisa, we're just talking about Lisa. I was in a Telegram channel yesterday and I mentioned, okay, I'll put it on my list of things to do when I get back from vacation. And Lisa's like, Jimmy's idea of a vacation is like working from like some other place. Yeah, she's totally right. So yeah, she got it. So yeah, Lisa, we've got some cool things to talk about. Lisa filled me in on some of the cool things that you guys have been doing recently. So I want to get the first hand on that. But also, you guys apparently are, onboarding quite a few new artists as well, which is really cool. So once we get Corey's gratitude, then let's dive into that because
absolutely.
And I was actually going to say to you on the stream when Corey tried to, tried to I don't know what the opposite of drop the mic is, but Corey has a tendency to just like turn it on. Yeah.
I recently learned what that expression means. Actually,
drop the mic.
It's meant to say like you drop the mic and you break it, so no one else can talk after you. That's the expression. Actually.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just thought you dropped it and walked it off. Like I just thought you dropped it and walked off stage. I didn't know.
But you also break it so no one else can talk after you.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought that was cool. I've been using that expression a long time. I never knew really what it meant, I guess.
Expressions are funny things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Corey, speaking of mics, how's my mic today? I put it behind my computer.
Great, dude. It sounds, yeah, I know you like all the way distant. Yeah, no, it sounds good, man.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is for you and also for future guests, because, this has essentially become our office and we just do stuff here because I kind of think it's cool and it's less work for me. So I'm just going to do it out in the open. And it's funny because this happened in a Telegram chat today. Somebody says, like, we need a meme that says, like, something funny, because I'm sure you deal with this a lot, Stephane, because you're like a community person in your own channels. But it's like, we need to make this into a drinking game, and we're probably going to have to like divide it into time periods because we don't want anyone to die from alcohol poisoning. But essentially what we need is for like, people to like take a drink every time we post a video that explains something, and then the person comes back and says, so can you sum that up for us? And I thought that's awesome because that does happen a lot. But anyway, yeah, so what I was going to say was yeah, we use a different thing. So if you want to use a background and you have a green screen, you can hook that up, but you can't just paste a background. Sorry about that.
That's fine. I guess I won't have my epic mountains in the back. People will know I'm just in a small room, not actually in the mountains.
You know what though? I actually like it because like there's pink and there's pink and circles and squares and white. It's really cool to be honest. Yeah,
this is temporary. We're moving next month, and we're staying at some friend's place for a bit in the meantime. But yeah, lots of things going on. And this world of yours keeps getting better and more beautiful every time I see it. Really cool stuff. And we're hoping that you're going to contribute to that very soon. We will. We will. Yeah, you will for sure. I'm excited about it. And this is the thing too. Like, so we've been working on our timeline. Obviously, we're working on getting the Rail 101 NFTs out to everybody first from the original sale. We're selling the Chicken Ka rewards pool NFTs. Get all the revenue from those NFTs goes directly into the rewards pool, which is probably going to be about 2.3 to 2.5 million wax pretty soon, which is, it's all right if you like that sort of thing. And again, like players and land and rail NFTs are going to be earning that wax through activity that happens in the game. So it is a pretty big deal. But we also signed got listed on our planet yesterday. So those, I was looking at them, like whatever you do, don't buy them because I want to get them all, even though they're kind of infinite for as long as this sale lasts. The level 1 is freaking 400 ether an hour. Like I forgot that I suggested that we, kind of make those pretty good. Because again, like, they're on sale right now and we need to feed the rewards pool. The rewards pool helps us all or whatever, right? But that's a stupid amount of mining rate on our 400 ether an hour. Yeah, Aether, AETHER. Quite possibly the best and worst name for a token ever. I agree on both counts. Yes. Absolutely. Anyway, so yeah, it's awesome. I just want to give I Am a shout out to the guests on this channel. Keep me learning something. I'm at Alien Worlds, Our Planet, and more because of this. I mean, that's definitely our goal, right, Jimmy? I mean, that, if we can promote everybody in the ecosystem who deserves promoting, that always makes me feel really good. Yeah, and Corey said this from the beginning, and I think Stephane probably would agree with this, because if we look at the communities that you're involved with dotGems and EOS Nation, I think like a lot of really solid projects in the EOS space or in the EOSIO wax space, it's about quality, not quantity. And I think there's a lot of really cool communities, and you guys are actually putting together a really cool community of artists, and you're having a release next week. So do you want to
Well, first of all, I guess maybe a 2-sentence, because I don't think that there's anyone that won't know you, but maybe you should introduce yourself and then give us the rundown of what's going on the 10th and with your latest featured artist release.
Sure. So, I'm one of the co-founders of EOS Nation. We started in early 2018, building that EOS Nation company brand. Our team has grown a lot since then. We have some ambassadors, we've got some staff, we've got some interns, we've got some students, and it's been a really wonderful adventure. There's been some ups and downs with EOS Nation, but overall, I can't really believe sometimes that we're the #1 block producer in EOS. That's kind of still mind blowing to me. It's funny, when we started in 2018, there's a lot of competition, a lot of strong teams. And then we, to be honest, I didn't think we could make it to #1. I was like, hey, if we get to a paid position, that'd be great. Our ambassadors, though, they were like, no, you guys are amazing. You'll make it to #1. I was like, oh, thanks, guys. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I don't know about that. Turns out they were right. I was wrong. So it's been an incredible adventure. Last year, one of our first ambassador, who became our first employee, Martin Brewer, takes care of our Asian communities for EOS Nation, and he's done a really good job. But he was an artist before he joined the blockchain space and our team in 2018. He got introduced to blockchain when someone purchased one of his artworks. He's a painter. He's done galleries, sold out galleries in Europe, etc. So, and then someone bought one of his artworks for $300 of Bitcoin. That's kind of how he got interested in crypto. Dove down the rabbit hole. Now he's part of the EOS Nation team, really, really solid team member. And then last year, when NFTs started blowing up, he's been tracking the NFT scene on Ethereum for a few years. Obviously, he's an artist. He's very interested in that stuff. And then I got hooked into NFTs on Wax after Garbage Pail Kids. Season 1 went crazy. That caught my attention. I was like, hey, what's going on? People are 10xing their money. I got in. Tiger King, flip my Tiger King packs for a bit of profit the same day. I was like, wow, this is really cool. So then I started NFTs as a trader. In the process, opened some packs. All of a sudden, I've got some collections. All of a sudden, I'm on the market buying all these to complete my collection. And then I was like, what's going on? I'm now a collector. Like, I didn't think I would be interested in that type of stuff, but I got hooked right away. And then I was like, wow. And usually when I get interested and hooked on these things, it's like I'm kind of early, and then the more people discover the same thing that I discovered a bit later, and then it builds up. So I saw the trend coming. I was like, wow, if I got hooked so quick and so fast, and I'm really enjoying it, and I didn't think I would be enjoying collecting these things, like other people are also going to have that same realization. And I was like, okay, let's get in there more and more. And the community on Wax NFT is super helpful, and it's very positive. There's not much negativity, meeting tons of traders, meeting tons of people. So it's just an overall really enjoyable experience.
So I got a couple of things, right? Number one, let's just go over that, right? Like, he sold his first piece of wax his first piece of artwork for 300 Bitcoin, you said?
No, dollars in Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. It's like, what?
I don't think he would have applied to. I don't think he would have applied for a job at EOS Nation if he got paid 300 Bitcoin.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, even that, $300 worth of Bitcoin, way back in the day when you guys were, onboarding ambassadors. That's quite a good chunk of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think that was in 2016. I think when that happened.
We'll hear about him later, but please hook us up, because we'd love to have some of those artists on the channel. Number two, I just realized something, because I'm a talker, right? And this is, I can talk. Corey knows I can talk. Like if I start talking, I don't stop. But the only time I ever get out talked on the show is when NFT, as Corey would put it, dgens come on, Bonds Manifest, when he gets talking about NFTs. Dude, when you get talking about NFTs, when Corey gets talking about Aether and our planet, I just have to sit back and let the rocket ship take off, because you're right.
Yeah, I freaking love having Bonds on, because it's basically like a day off for me and Jimmy.
But it's the same with Stephane, right? Like
that's true. That's true.
You can see that excitement pile through, and right, like you guys are doing completely different things. You're working with like completely different projects. I'm sure you guys know of one another, but like you guys are more on the artist side of things. But like it's the same story we hear over and over and over again, right? Like, and I'm the same way. Like I never thought I would be collecting these things, and I'm still like a little bit like outside of it just because I'm involved in other things in the space. But like you said, like when you were a kid, how many of these things did you collect, right? You didn't until they got to the blockchain, and now you're just like, oh man, if I'm collecting them, because I think I really want to go back to that, right? Like people who are coming in from the outside might see this and might think differently, but there's a lot of people in the crypto NFT space that have become like hardcore collectors like yourself that have probably never bought a Garbage Pail Kid card in real life. Like maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but we see this time and time and time again. So I think that's really cool.
So I did buy some like baseball, hockey card packs, a few. I collected some Pogs, the original Pogs. Not the cogs, but the original Pogs. I had fun playing with those and stuff. But never really got that into it. And then in 2017, when I discovered blockchain, I bought my first Bitcoin in January 2017, straight down the rabbit hole, haven't left since. I was telling people like, blockchain is going to enable NFTs. Artists are going to publish their works on the blockchain through NFTs. And I was using that as an example of things that are coming, right? I didn't think I would be in there. Like, I'm not an artist at all. I've never collected art. I'm not that much of a collector either. I don't like accumulating things in general, but I was telling people like, this is going to be cool. Other people will be doing this. And it's kind of funny. In 2017, I thought it would have happened a bit quicker. It kind of took off in 2020.
Yeah.
So I kind of I thought it would have happened quicker. So it took a bit longer. And then in 2020, when it started blowing up, I thought it would take longer for mainstream to catch on.
Right? I agree.
So then, in the summer, I'm collecting, I'm having tons of fun, meeting new people online. Martin's enjoying it too, and I'm like, okay, what do we do? What are we going to do in this space, right? I want to be more than just a trader and collector. So then we became creators as well. Our first series was our Spicy Rare NFTs, which is the series that we award every week for our EOS Hot Sauce viewers. So EOS Hot Sauce is a weekly publication, written and video. We talk about the updates on Wax and EOS, which is the two networks that we're a block producer on. And then, so we started giving these out as our first trial run for NFTs. Yes.
Actually, so yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off again, but actually it's cool because if you watch the EOS Nation Hot Sauce weekly update, you guys do it in a bunch of different formats, and you do it in a print version, but you also do it in a video version and
podcast too, audio too. So we write it, we create the audio, and then we create the video.
Yeah, and I really like that. That's a really good rundown, and you guys have featured some really good things on that. And I took a lot from it actually in my past as well. But you guys always say like, to get your chance for this week's Spicy Rare. And I always thought it was really cool. Like it's an interactive kind of thing, but I don't really know what the Spicy Rare does, to be honest with you. Can you just like tell us what is the Spicy Rare? Like the Spicy Rare is a chili, but like what is it?
Yeah, so it's a series of collectible NFTs. There's 5 produced every week, so they're very exclusive, very rare. Season 1 of the Spicy Rares, while they were on Wax, we gave out $2,000 of prizes at the end of the season, which lasted a few months. And everyone who held these Spicy Rares, that was kind of one entry in the raffle. And then various NFT communities gave us some packs. We gave out some cogs. We brought prizes as well. And then we kind of had a end of season raffle stuff. And then that was our first time producing NFTs. And the goal there was to increase our social media engagement. So we wanted more people to tune in to the Hot Sauce. We wanted more people to chat in the live chat with us, and it really worked. And it worked really well. And we saw our numbers immediately go up once we introduced these NFTs. And then that was another light bulb moment. Like, oh yeah, all communities will be able to increase engagement and loyalty with their community through these NFTs. And we're not making money off this. We're not selling these NFTs. We're giving them away, but people really love them. Oh, I got lucky. They got one. And then there's always some funny animations or pictures that kind of represent the main story of that week. So we've had a lot of fun creating those. And then this summer, we started working on our first NFT release. So we had an artist reach out to us. We didn't even go out and find an artist. A friend of an ambassador of ours, Brian in Vancouver, his friend Reed produced this comic book, Van City Outbreak. Really cool photographs with some composite effects added in post-production. Really, really nice graphics. Produced 2 episodes of this comic, and he didn't know how to publish it. He was looking into printing them. That was too expensive. There's no distribution. He had this great product, but didn't know how to publish it. So then he talking to Brian. Brian's like, hey, let's reach out to Steph. Maybe this could be an NFT series somehow. So that was our first series. We took some of the best artwork of that comic book, created a collectible series out of it, created a bit of gamification. If you collected all the 40 comic book pages, it earned you the PDF version in full color of the book. So we had our first release in October, and then we had episode 2 release in January. And then that was our kind of pilot project to see if people would actually buy these series that we're publishing. And, episode 1 was okay. Compared to the amount of hours that went into it, the hourly rate wasn't that great for either us or the artist. But episode 2, we ended up selling more than 4 times as much as episode 1. And then that's when we're like, okay, yeah, this is great. There's a community and this is working. And then since then, we've just been full blast, talking with all sorts of artists, helping them on board onto NFTs, either Wax and now EOS as well, which is what we're focused on in the last few weeks. So obviously the Wax NFT scene is absolutely bumping and growing every day. We've got new brands and new artists publishing. It's really great. Price action for Wax has reflected that. And overall, the scene is really bumping. But we also want to bring that type of excitement to EOS as well. As one of the top block producers on EOS, we're always looking to grow the community and all that type of good stuff. So this week we're releasing our first 2 releases on EOS, and they're actually the first time that someone's releasing a collection on EOS with some packs and doing a full release, and giving it the treatment it deserves, I guess.
Well, you are bringing some pretty serious excitement to this show. I'll tell you that. I was just thinking about because my job to give you a little bit of a breather. I was just thinking about how much has transpired since the last time that we had you on, because it's been quite a while actually. And I think what's really funny about it, and why isn't this working? Okay, I got a really cool thing that I was going to show you, but I'm just going to have to do it later because apparently my computer not cooperate.
While we were having this conversation, I just organized the biggest deal the Uplift has ever done.
Congrats.
Yep, I'm pretty fucking excited about it.
Is that all you can share?
That's all I can share right now.
Classic tease.
I've been getting a little bit of the Justin Son of an announcement sort of. I'm part of me is sorry for that, and the other part of me is like, I'm going to tell you exactly what I can tell you the second that I can tell it to you, and that will be generally unsatisfying, but also kind of exciting. But mostly you're just going to want to hate me.
So when will we learn more? When we will learn more?
I like less than 2 weeks.
All right. That's not bad.
As a guess.
Yeah.
But
okay, cool.
So ignore all the windows open at the top. By the way, however, but so this was something that was posted by a really good friend of ours who will feature next week actually on Wednesday's show. A great person in the space on Twitter. But I wanted to ask you because this is what I remember, right? Like you're like deep down the rabbit hole, and I remember you making the comment on the last time you were here, about the misses and you buying NFTs. I just wanted to wonder, like, you know, if that's changed. Because Corey made the comment that like it has changed for him. Like a lot of the people that we're involved with, they're actually getting into NFTs, and you know, hearing you speak, like some of these people that you guys are onboarding with your artists and stuff, like they probably never thought that they even knew anything about blockchain and crypto, and they're porting into that as well. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that up there because
that's a great image, and it definitely reminds me of my girlfriend. So there's two funny stories with that. I don't know which one I shared earlier, but in November, December, me and Martin were buying virtual land in basically all the metaverses. So we have galleries. We're going to be hosting events in there. So like, you know, NFTs is fine. It's kind of level 1, but we want to make sure we're positioning ourselves ahead of the trends, and we think metaverses and VR and AR is the obvious place where these NFTs are going, just like you guys are building the Uplift World. That's definitely the future. So, you know, we were buying land, thousands of dollars of land, VR land, and then my girlfriend comes up to my computer. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, you want to help me? You know, I'm researching land. I'm going to be buying land, you know, virtual land." She's like, "Oh, yeah. How much are you spending?" I'm like, And she's like, "What? Few $100s?" I'm like, "Oh, this one's 4,000 US." And she instantly just punches me. Like, "What? You told me we didn't have enough money to go spend $200 at the hotel, but you're buying virtual land for thousands?" Anyway, so I thought that was pretty funny. And then lately she's, you know, it's like, "Oh, NFTs." Now I'm obviously super busy. For her, NFTs means no fucking time. And I thought that's just perfect, and I'm sure many people will relate to that. So we'll be working on a little meme NFT to include that soon, because I think it's just really on point.
Yeah, whenever the missus hears the word NFT, like she just kind of shuts down and her eyes glaze over. But like just hearing you talk about like having that like parallel experience with your girlfriend, she kind of perked up. She's like, "Hey, I'm not the only one that thinks these guys are crazy."
Exactly. But then, you know, we live in Montreal, and then there's a big brand, very famous in Montreal. They organize festivals and stuff. They reached out to us. They're like, "Hey, we're getting into NFTs, blah, blah." So we got on a call with them.
That's awesome.
See what kind of things we can do with them. You know, and then after that, I tell Bridge, I'm like, "Hey, you know this festival, these people that you love? Yeah, we might be working with them to publish our NFTs." And then he's like, "Wow, oh, that's so cool, Steph. NFTs are great, blah, blah, blah." You know, it's always like that. You know.
So Corey always says what he can't tell you, and I'm beginning to try to find like, you know, the opposite, like the good cop bad cop kind of routine. So I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say like what we can tell you, and what we can tell you is that we don't know anything. But if it's the music festival that I'm thinking that it is, which is one of the biggest music festivals in the world, which is the summer jazz festival in Canada, in Montreal, in Canada, they have an amazing jazz festival. That is totally something that like pretty sure Uplift Art would be interested in, and there could be some really cool collaborations that would come out of that.
Yeah, so
that would be interestingly enough. This morning, I got a message from Crypto Reward Studio, which is a studio that's collecting, you know, potential NFT artists in the UK, and they want to do a release on Uplift Art. That's the message I got this morning, which is actually, and that'll be a huge deal. That's the third biggest deal of the day. Greg mentioned another one. I was tossing out an idea where we build up an Our Planet Uplift land situation, and then give all the revenue out to charity every year for our moms. That's just.
But yeah, I wanted to go to that music festival for a long time, so hopefully I run into you there. And like, I love when you come on the show because we actually get nowhere. So let's no, but it's awesome. Like,
but you're going to enjoy the trip.
Yeah,
totally so.
But like I love when you're on here because like you have so much to share with us. But we do need to take a pause, because, you know, I'm going to be the guy who makes us get through stuff that we really should get through. But I want to share two videos from you guys, that you sent.
So let me just introduce the concept real quick. So we're launching 2 series on EOS on Saturday. The sale's going live on Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be fully pre-minted. So if you're not available at exactly that time, don't worry, you still get tons of value in your packs if you buy them later and open them later. And then, so we're introducing, so we got kind of 2 concepts that we'll be running with. We have our fan art challenges that we'll be running on a regular basis. And then we have our featured artist releases. So, so this Dream Big video that you've pulled up is our first fan art challenge. So we put out a call to all artists on Twitter and social media all over the place. Like, hey, if you want to submit a design, a chestahedron design, although in 2D, people could submit those designs to us, and then we grabbed, we wanted to accept as many as possible. Most designs were cool. Some were kind of not the style we were hoping for, or too violent or whatever. But most of the designs submitted, qualified. So we've got 52 designs in the end that were submitted to us. And then we, on a 2D canvas, and then we wrap it into a chestahedron, and then we're producing, this collection, the Dream Big collection, on April 10th. So let's run the video.
Okay, and Corey, if the sound is bad, just do that thing that I do at the end of the show, and we'll switch it, because I just realized that this might not work. But I'm gonna point.
Hey, you just lost audio again. Why don't you send me that link and I'll share? Yeah, give me that link in the private chat, and we'll do this like we know what we're doing.
Here, Corey, I forwarded on Telegram.
Excellent. Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, 1 second here. Let's get rid of this. We can't hear you still, by the way, Jimmy D. We're gonna
touch the mute button on your mic.
I was muted. That's why. So it works out well for me because
I got you.
Let's do the other one first.
Stop yelling at me. I'm very sensitive. Just kidding. Okay, this one first. Stop the thing. Do more of the thing.
See?
Yeah. Okay.
You're not going to get this journey on any of those professional YouTube channels.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. They're boring. We have no clue what we're doing. All right. Here we go.
Nice.
I like it already.
So I don't know about you guys, but I get the chills when I hear that.
That's really good shit.
When that beat drops at the minute mark, man, I get chills every time.
Yeah, right? That's good cake. You know what's funny too? Like there's people selling EOS and wax. You dumb fucks. That's so crazy. Like it just, if you have to, to pay for a kidney or something, fine. But goddamn, there's so many amazing things coming to this space right now. And I guess we're in it, right? So we know okay, this company, that company, these people, that people, and we're sort of watching close enough that we kind of get it, right? Like, like baseball cards are literally coming to wax. They could go anywhere, they're coming to wax. Like that's like a non-trivial thing. And times that by what's that? Yeah, and music festivals from freaking Montreal, and all the people that we're working with, behind the scenes at Legend Art, which of course is the parent company of the Uplift. Like it's insane to me. And I'm not saying I bought Wax Day, but no, that's what I'm saying. I bought Wax Day. If you're gonna put it 20% off, I'm just like shoot it into my veins.
You know what? You know what my problem is, and I'll be 100% honest and transparent about this. My problem is like I have some other coins that aren't like EOSIO related, and then I'm kind of like, okay, well things aren't working because apparently my credit card's blocked and I can't buy wax anymore. So then what I have to do is I have to transfer these other coins, and then I don't want to pay the transfer fees from other coins. So I change it into EOS, but then I have a problem changing into wax because like I don't know which one is going to go up more.
Yeah, EOS
that's a good question now, right? Because like the I think a 10x on them both is well within the cards, right? And then after that, it's like I don't know, right? One thing M Blue told me once, like I think, and this is a while ago, and I think he'd probably stick by this now. If EOS goes to $100, not crazy, right? It's like crazy, but it's not that crazy. Then wax at 20. And I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And he was like, nope, denied on the fuck off. He was not accepting any fuck offs at that time.
I see you rocking on your chair, and I'm going to give you that chance to express those rocks there, Stephane.
It's not my chair; it's my standing mat. But
I just got one of these things.
Oh, nice!
I'm super excited. That's why I'm like, I look like I got to pee all the time.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so that series, that Dream Big series, we're super excited about. Obviously, we've been working a long time on this, onboarding 50 artists to EOS. I've been helping.
Yeah, that's huge.
I've been helping them create their accounts. Explaining them what's going on, and creating accounts and managing resources on EOS used to be kind of a pain, but with the new Power Up model, with the new Anchor wallet, with Wombat wallet, it's just as easy as Wax now. So Wombat wallet is the equivalent to the Wax Cloud wallet. Get wombat.io, download the wallet, email, password, choose your account name, boom, you're in. Free EOS account. From there, you can pay a few dollars if you want your private key, if you want to really manage your own keys, or you can go on WomPlay, which is their gaming, which is the Wombat gaming section. You can play games, earn credits, trade in those credits for your private key. So you can unlock your EOS account basically for free by playing these games on Wombat. So they've been a supporter of dotGems. We've been working with them to facilitate that process, onboarding process. We've got our own link now for people who want to create EOS accounts through them, and they've been helping us promote these upcoming releases. They're very happy that more content is coming to EOS. So these artists, these 50 artists that we've onboarded, I'd say 45 of them were not on EOS before. They were publishing on other platforms, being annoyed by gas fees and annoyed by all the problems that these other platforms have. And then they've, once they get used to the Atomic Hub, structure, the collection, the schema, the template IDs, obviously we've been helping them with that. But now we're seeing these artists starting to publish their own works on the Atomic Hub on EOS. So it's great to see more activity starting up there. So that's definitely what we plan on doing with these fan art challenges. There's going to be more coming. We're actually announcing the next one this week. There's going to be a new theme. And then, we're sharing the revenue with the artists. The secondary sales from these art challenges. So we're going to award each artist that qualified for the fan art challenge for Dream Big, artist share NFT. And then people who hold this NFT every month get, the secondary market sales revenue shared with those holders.
Yeah. So let's just slow up there for a minute, Stephane, because I think you might have lost a couple of people. So let's just review, right? So one of the cool things about dotGems is dotGems is a very community-oriented project. And what dotGems did, I think it was about maybe a month and a half or 2 months ago, was they released this challenge. And you guys did a really cool job. You in the beginnings of that video that you just saw, you saw this weird kind of layout with a bunch of like kind of, EOS shapes like sitting side by side. And you asked artists to come on and fill out the shapes. And then think like when you're a kid and you have a globe and you've got those little tabs that you put the glue stick on and you wrap it together and you put it into a circle, right? And you guys had this challenge where you reached out to a bunch of various artists, whether they're blockchain or non-blockchain or EOS or non-EOS people, and you had them submit all their inquiries. And the idea was to come up with this chestahedron that would actually be a 3D NFT, right? So like when you go onto the markets and you look at this NFT, these NFTs that they created, there was this kind of like circular like 3D view. Am I correct?
That's right, exactly. So the artists submit 2D designs, and then we wrap it in the shape of a chestahedron, spinning.
That's cool.
And then adding some rarities to it as well. So I think people are really gonna love this collection. Some of the pieces are clearly made by fans of EOS, and you can see it in the style, in the graphics, and then all of these NFTs will also have a context attribute where artists can share a bit their inspiration or what their art means to them. And some of them are really, really nice. And I feel like some people will collect some NFTs because they like the style. Others will collect them because of the great context and storyline behind them, etc. So there's a lot going on in this series, and we're super excited.
So yeah, one more thing that I want to interject on there as well, because I know how excited you are, but I want you to pay justice to what you guys are doing, because I think like the artist point is good, but what you guys are doing with it, in my opinion, is amazing. Because I was actually blown away. I think that series ended up with something like 58 separate chestahedrons from. So
we had a few late minute submissions as well that we couldn't refuse. They were too good. Got them in there. So right now it's looking like we'll have 52 different designs.
Yeah.
With 49 different artists.
Yeah, so that's really impressive. You got 49 new artists to come on and create these things. And the final thing I want to mention is, because we're going to go into your next event in a minute, and I want people to understand that if there's any artists out there that are watching, the really cool thing is the artists who had their designs. Sorry, the artists who had their designs chosen. They get mint #1, obviously, like right off the bat. And like you said, they also get dropped this special NFT that is pretty much like a shareholding position, whereby that entitles them to certain rights. Maybe you can explain the rights better, but it entitles them to rights at like creators' rights, I think is what you guys called them.
Yeah. So the artists, so dotGems and the artists share 50-50 with the sales revenue. The artists also get their #1 mint of their piece for the commons. So there's also rare variations and ultra rare variations. Those are still going to be available in packs. But the common #1 mint goes to the artist. And then, like you said, there's also that NFT artist share NFT, which is going to earn the secondary market sales over time. And not only for this collection, but all future art challenges as well. So these 47 or 49 shares that we'll be giving out, this collection, they're still going to be earning when the next fan art challenge comes. Those artists who qualify for the next fan art challenge are also going to get artist share NFTs. So the amount of artist share NFTs is going to grow over time, but there's also going to be more trading volume, I imagine, as we release more of these art challenges over time. So I think that creates a cool dynamic where it incentivizes artists to get in right away if they believe that these art challenges are cool and they think it's a concept that's going to have some longevity. Getting in early is going to be able to earn them money over time. So basically holding this NFT will allow these artists to generate passive income every month. Now, I don't know how much it's going to generate, right? Depending on the sales volume, but it's going to allow them to generate passive income. On the other hand, if the artists are like, listen, I need some money right now because I want to buy more EOS before it moons. Right. They can sell that artist share NFT to a speculator or a collector, right? Someone who may think, hey, I'll invest in this artist share right now because I think this project has a long-term potential. So it allows these artists to either keep the passive income revenue or trade it in right away to get more revenue upfront, right?
And Corey, I hope you're paying attention because I've been saying this a long time. Hint, hint. But like I've been saying like we really needed to figure out a way to like monetize musicians' profits, and but I didn't quite know how, and I kind of think that dotGems might have figured it out. To be honest, we can revisit that later, but.
So property rights embedded in NFTs is definitely the trend that we're going to be seeing a lot more of this year.
Property rights embedded in NFTs. I wonder if I've heard that before.
So like Owen's Market is releasing Chantel. NFTs. I know there's another group that's releasing another artist where there's going to be 3,000 shares. And all of these shares will earn the revenue, all that. So there's
so everyone gets it. The SEC is going to crush that. Just like I hate to crush everyone's dreams, that's gonna happen. That's a security.
Lawsuits are coming.
By definition, that's a security. Now, do I agree with that? No, I don't. That should be thing. And again, like we could get to the point where it gets so ubiquitous so fast. There's so many of these things happening so quickly that it's kind of like the Napster. It's impossible to really stop. And so you'll just have, a corporation that threads the legal needle and makes that work. Again, I firmly believe this is the way, but this is exactly like this doesn't pass the Howey test remotely, right? So we're gonna have to figure that out.
And I know the team I was talking with these 3,000 shares that they're going to be releasing on Ethereum at first, but they know of this and they're like, oh no, they've got their strategy or whatever. They believe they got their grounds covered, right?
Cool. No, and that's
I wish them the best.
Me too. I really hope they win because like that's the world I want to live in. Just in case anyone's unclear, that's how we should be able to kind of democratically, openly do that whenever we want to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully the SEC doesn't think our artists share NFTs are too important for them, but anyways, so these fan art challenges, that's kind of one of our concepts that we'll be producing on a regular basis, and then we also have featured artist releases, which we'll also be doing from time to time. So the second release we're doing on Saturday is our first featured artist release. The artist name is GBK. And if you've been in the EOS community since the start, you have for sure seen his pieces floating around. I didn't know who GBK was. When they reached out, they're like, hey, we've got some EOS art. We want to do NFTs, blah, blah, blah. Like, great. That's what we want to do too. And then he showed me the pieces like, oh yeah, most of those have been my background on my desktop at one point in the last few years, So
I'm actually kind of a fan of my branding because I like my own style and I like having like random styles. Corey knows this because I get annoyed at other people sometimes because I'm just like just be original and be cool. And I think like some like NFT game day or things like that I've come up. But like I actually pulled like your GBK. The frame didn't quite fit, but I pulled that GBK off of your guys' dotGems website just because it was so brilliant. Like the combination of photography and realism, but it's kind of like washed in a way that like doesn't really look real, and that sounds strange, but like when you have a photograph that has been taken that like looks like it could be like out of a Star Wars movie somewhere, which is what that cover image kind of looks like that's some pretty amazing art in my personal opinion. So yeah, like the description's below, and you guys actually on your dotGems website, you also, before we show the video, you also did a one-on-one in-print interview with him, and I strongly recommend that everyone read that because this is where the NFT art space is headed. It's going to be artists like this that are going to be like the new, the new artists of the 21st century, right? Like we're going to be, these people are going to be heralded as the artists of old, which we did. Like these are going to be the new, like, Campbell's tomato soup cans, like plastered on a wall, right? But like 20 better because they're digital and you can carry them all with you. You don't have to like pay a shipping company to move them, right?
And that's why I've started collecting art. And like I don't have room on my like I've moved so much in the last 6 years. I'm not gonna carry art around. Now I carry it on my Nano. Great, let's go. So it opens up new collectors of art. Like, and I'm one of the examples. Anyways, So let's roll the video for this second series.
I like it. Let's adopt. We're so adopting. Let's roll the video. Yeah, so I might know a guy somewhere, and a few other people that could totally replicate some of those 3D art things on a dotGems creative plot, which would be really, I think.
I like that. I like that idea.
Let's talk about that. Because I think that's good. And shameless plug, I'm going to put this out there for us, but shameless plug with hashtag shameless plug with relevance. Corey and I are on tomorrow with another NFT project at the regular time, and also we're going to be on Thursday night on the Crypto Writer channel. We're going to be kicking off a new roundtable series, and we're thinking about ideas. So I've just decided you need to come back with bonds and some of the NFT. Like we're going to have like a battle royale of like who the most.
That makes me happy.
So, but yeah, like I think it's really cool what you guys are doing, and the promo videos are good. So, I guess we need to let you speak now because you're the guest, and
you should talk.
And it would be really good because there was a comment in the comment section of the show. So where do we support this, and how can we buy with Wax P? So I guess like this is the next up and coming event. So please tell us where people need to look, where they need to be paying attention, and what happens.
So so EOS is a different network than Wax, so you won't be able to buy with Wax P. You will have to acquire some EOS and buy with EOS. Any exchange that you buy Wax on also lists EOS, pretty sure. So you can go trade it there. No?
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, EOS is way easier to get than Wax.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a little bit annoyed recently because even new decks stopped their listing.
Yeah, does anyone know why that happened? That seems like a dumb as fuck move right there.
I'm not sure. I do know that Alcor.exchange said that they have it. They've got a swap, but the liquidity on that swap, like we need to have like a liquidity funding event between EOS and Wax, because I tried to do a little bit, and my little move was going to affect the price by 93%, which if you do the math is real bad. And I did and I went to the and again, you could do it, and for small amounts, you're probably okay, even in the markets. But I was looking at the like a market trade would have like been double the cost. Right. So the spread on Alcor is not that good. By the way, if anybody has any contact with Alcor, I have a land grant for them. I use them all the time for Aether, and I absolutely love what they're doing for the space. It's just that we need they not enough people know about that market between EOS and Wax yet. I mean, that is going to get better and better and better. But I had to go to KuCoin today. Yeah, exactly. So I usually use Huobi for Wax, and I know Huobi also has EOS. So you will likely have to use an exchange. if some of you really don't want to and you really want to participate, shoot me a message on Telegram. Maybe we can arrange a swap between ourselves. Although it's not a scalable solution, you know, I'm willing to do it with some fans that have no other options, especially for these releases coming up.
And again, just to interject, if you don't have an EOS wallet, go back to getwombat.io, which
exactly
mentioned earlier. You can do it simple social login with Facebook, with Google, or something like that. Great project. We've had Adrian on the show a lot, so we definitely
we need to get him back, by the way.
Yeah, he's got
you were just saying he's got like munchkin situation going on. Fair enough.
But we'll get him back soon. So anyway, go ahead, Stephane. So once you have some EOS in your wallet, where do you go and what do you do?
Exactly. So you go to eos.atomichub.io. So it's going to look exactly the same as the Atomic Hub you're used to on Wax, since both Wax and EOS are both built on the EOSIO technology, which is what we specialize in as EOS Nation. So both contracts are identical on Wax and EOS. So wax.atomichub.io is where you usually go. Just change that Wax to EOS, and then you'll be on the Atomic Hub homepage. And then from there, we'll be doing our drops, just like you're used to with the drops on Wax. And it'll be going live on Saturday. Those drops are not up just yet. We'll be doing that over the course of the next few days. We'll be minting all of our assets, creating the packs, etc.
Saturday, April the 10th. Do you have a time on that?
12 p.m. Eastern
12 p.m.
is the target date. If everything goes well, I think it will. We did build our own pack tech for this release.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's nothing too complicated. It is our first time doing a release with our own pack tech, so we kept it simple. It's pre-minted. Should be fine. If others are doing releases on EOS, you can reach out to us. We're willing to sell this pack tech to other collections as well. And then get in there on Saturday, and then start your Genesis EOS collection. So these NFTs on EOS, this is our first pack sale. So if you missed, the start of the Wax hype last year, maybe you want to get in early on these EOS sales, which is really going to kick off the EOS NFT scene.
Stephane, what EOS Nation, is a whole thing. What would happen if we created a map of the Uplift that was dedicated to just EOS and just EOS projects in partnership with EOS Nation? Get a bunch of these artists that we're talking about. The only difference would be we would need to have a really healthy raise for the rewards pool, but actually do the rewards in EOS.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, sounds interesting. We're actively working on building that scene, so maybe a bit too early for that just yet. But maybe in a few months, that could be something. That's,
this is
possible.
where, because that's what we did with
on the other hand, I've never really had anxiety in my life. I know some people deal with that problem. But recently I've started having anxiety because there's just too much to do and there's too much I want to do. So you announcing this new meta world, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know.
And here's the thing.
How much time is that going to take?
Well, and this is what you and I both have to get really good at this, right? Because it's about delegating. So you can have a really good idea. Good ideas are bullshit. It's all about execution. We if you're talking to anyone, throw that idea out there. Yeah. And if we find the right people who get super passionate about it and want to sort of take the lead on it, then when you're talking to an artist, all you have to do is like, hey, we're doing this thing. You've got a decent size, community or whatever. Here's this pod. We're calling those the 250 plots with the little ring of 50s around. We're calling them pods now, just to keep it simple. Cool. You get a pod in the very first map, of the Uplift that is purely dedicated to EOS. Are you in? If they say yes, we hand them off to these guys who are handling that stuff, and then we just keep going. Because I'm going to have conversations like that too, right?
Well, and I have a feeling that Jenner EOS would probably be interested in.
I mean,
I might know a guy. So like, and to be like, again, hashtag shameless plug with relevance. GenerEOS is the only block producer on EOS right now that actually has plots in the Uplift world, like other than EOS Nation. So I think that would be a really cool collaboration. And of course, we want to add more, but like, EOS Nation isn't EOS Nation. It's dotGems, but it's the same thing, right? Yeah. Like so I think that would be really cool. And
I mean,
it would be cool.
We're already behind on our building on the Uplift world right now. So
that's going to change though. The second, hey, well, we'll just say this right now.
The second you're on board, EOS
Nation is looking for builders. They need some help. They've got some land. They're ready to rock and roll. If you know anybody that wants to come and build, help them out. And that might actually lead into you building on the first ever EOS dedicated map the Uplift ever does, right? So like chop, motherfucker. But we can't I get the anxiousness. Believe me, I get that. I would just have to figure out, okay, if this happened right now, what's the way that this works that I only ever have to think about it when I'm having the idea and the systems are in place to take care of it. Yeah. And now ask me if I'm good at that. No, like at all. But we're working on it. That's actually what Jimmy and Callie and I were working on this morning because we get way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, so I like it. I like that idea, and I think it's definitely worth pursuing. So let's talk in the back rooms of wherever we are, because it might be Telegram, but I don't think it is right now.
And like you guys were talking before, you were telling me, hey, get building on that land, and definitely we want to. We'll be doing a social media blast this week, inviting builders. If some of our community members want to get involved in this land, want to help us build some cool chestahedrons on our land, reach out to us on social media everywhere. It's not hard to find us. And we're happy to get more involved with all of this for sure.
Well, give us, or me at least, 5 minutes after the show, Stephane, and we'll have some things out because I have some ideas to get you guys on there as well. But so let's go back to the April 10th thing. So April, because we want to get
final thing I want to mention about this GBK release. So GBK is actually an art director for a fashion brand, and they create these cool kimonos, and these kimonos are actually one of the rare variations in our upcoming release. And we're working with GBK to create one of these kimonos, chestahedron themed kimonos, and send it out to one of our collectors who's going to be able to complete the full set of GBK. Not necessarily the fastest. What we'll do is every week we'll scan the blockchain to see if someone's completed the full collection. And then if someone has, then that person is awarded this real kimono. Will create, custom design, fitted, and shipped to our collector. If a few people finish the set, then it's going to be a random draw to see who wins that real life kimono.
I mean, I've been a fan of yours for a really long time, but I had no idea that you were a fan of mine, because like that just ties way too many things together, right? Like most people know I'm in Japan. Like what most people don't know is I had I had a failed. I'm pretty happy that I had a failed business, because it means that this one's probably going to succeed. But this endeavor is probably going to succeed because endeavors do fail. But I had a failed. I might rejuvenate it as well. But like we had a failed fashion company where we were repurposing old kimonos into modern fashion, into modern fashion and stuff like that. So when I read about your kimono thing, I was like, what the hell is the backstory on that? Please do expand.
Yeah, exactly. So the fashion brand is yoshizen.com, I think, if people want to go check out his fashion brand. And so GBK has been EOS community member since the very start. Everyone's seen his art, and we thought it was very fitting as the first featured artist release on EOS that we bring in this artist that has created EOS art and has been there with us from the beginning. So, we hope people join the sale. We hope people are happy to support this project and the artist. And Yeah, pretty excited. Pretty excited for
like,
it.
If you don't mind the introduction, and you can join him as well, but like sometime, you know, in the next little bit, it won't be before your live event, but maybe once the live event calms down, maybe in a couple weeks, we would love to have him on the show for an NFT game day. I think that'd be really cool, you know, and you can come too, because I think it'd be really cool to like follow this stuff. Like you said, there's kimono stuff, there's real world art being created, like with the photography and stuff like that. And I think it would just be awesome to put that on there. So
go back to stocks. But all my stocks are just Bitcoin funds.
This is Ken Bozak, dude. This is Ken Bozak. So just take bull run is over. Go back to stocks.
Have we been getting crushed while we're talking?
No, I mean the price will actually down. The price will actually down a little bit today, but
yeah, this is high level humor. Yeah, that's so funny. Anyway, sorry guys, I just had to share that with you guys. Go back to stocks. I want that as an NFT. I'm gonna staple that to my forehead. Oh,
so,
hey.
yeah, I really think that this is really interesting, all the stuff that you guys are doing, Stephane. So I really hope that people show up, and you're one of two projects I know, which I'll talk about later in this week. But I'm not going to talk about it today because like this is your spotlight. But you're one of two projects that I know that are actually actively producing things on the EOS blockchain, or trying to produce things on the EOS blockchain when it comes to NFTs. And I think that's, like you said, it's kind of like the new frontier. Like,
well, I think I know the project you're talking about. Happy to give them a shout out.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Sure, go for it.
Well, I've been talking a lot with the guys at EOS Rider, Crypto Rider.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've been working on an amazing concept. I really like the concept. They've been sending me some previews. What do I think? Stuff like that. And so the Crypto Finny series is coming. Yeah. They've released some gold coins. Oh yeah. Speaking of gold coins, they gave dotGems some gold coins for us to hand out. Yeah. So another series that we're doing is the Evangelist series. So this was already, we're releasing it on, and these NFTs are distributed by dotGems. We don't sell them. We give them to our community members who earn them by interacting with our events, our promotions, our sales, all that good stuff. So we sent out the first Evangelist gem earlier this week, and we sent it out to everyone who claimed our first free drop on EOS last month. So we have the dotGems monthly publication, which comes out almost every month, where we'll be updating people on what we're doing. And then you can claim a free cover NFT there. So people who did that last month earned the first EOS Evangelist NFT a few days ago. And then those holders will be dropping more drops to these holders. So if the holders hold the full set of Evangelist NFTs, they'll get more bonuses and more drops. So these holders will be getting some gold coins, or at least a chance of getting some of these gold coins that the Crypto Finny team are currently distributing on Wax and on EOS actually. So Crypto Finny is going on both chains, and I think the community is going to really enjoy the project, and I can't wait to start collecting some of these finnies.
Yeah, so Corey, we need to figure out a way to hire somebody to like interact with other communities like this. Number one, because we're missing a lot of this because we don't have time. Number two, Stephane, hashtag, this is the third time, hashtag shameless plug with relevance. Tomorrow on Thursday at, I believe, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're actually, Corey and I are actually doing our first live event with the Crypto Rider team. It's going to be a weekly roundtable event, which I kind of alluded to before, with Ken Bozak, nonetheless, and Crypto Stash.
Go back to stocks.
So yeah, it's funny how coincidences collide.
Oh, it's so good.
Something called Kismet, apparently. But yeah, like I think, thank you for shouting them out. That was awesome. I didn't want to do that because we're going to shout them out tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. But I really I've heard that you guys have been collaborating with them, and I think that it's really good. So.
That's been our approach, at EOS Nation is to collaborate with as many projects as possible. So our EOS Hot Sauce publication that we mentioned earlier, we feature all sorts of projects in there. We never accept payments. You can't pay us to be included in that Hot Sauce. we scour the environment and we're like, hey, these are cool stories. We think our community will get value from learning, and then we share it. So we've been sharing a lot of crypto Finny stuff with EOS Writer. We think what they're doing is great. They're helping us with promotions as well. And so always have.
And I can vouch for that, because I think
that's
really
all together, building the scene together. It's not a competition. We don't feel threatened by these other projects or whatever. It's absolutely like we're a big family. We're all doing our own thing. Everyone's bringing their own creative ideas, their own energy to the space. And it's just a real pleasure to operate in the space, because everyone realizes like, hey, this pie that we're not competing for this pie. We're growing this pie together, and this pie is gonna keep growing, for many, many years to come. Has that collaboration, and it's just been really a pleasure to operate in for the last basically year now that I've been basically going all in on NFTs. So it's been super fun, and now we got a lot of like bigger name artists reaching out to us. All of them are FOMOing into NFTs. They're like, oh my god, I'm so late, I missed out. What's going on? Classic behavior. It's funny.
Do you get
NFTs are just this is how we onboard mainstream into blockchain. It's absolutely
agreed.
NFTs.
It's
so
like
good.
The people we're talking to right now, like they didn't give a shit about blockchain until 5 seconds ago, and now they're piling in, right?
Yeah,
they're not getting in. Some of them are a little bit interested, and then it's a race, because like and
then they hear their competitors doing it. Like,
that's exactly it. It's exactly it. It's getting out there. So that's why some people think, Paris Hilton gets into NFTs. Oh, this must be the peak. It's not. Right?
She's a boss. I've learned more about her in the last week. She's a boss.
She's not fucking around, right?
She's been in the space for a long time. She's been investing in crypto for a long time. She released her first series of NFTs in March of last year. That was before the hype. I
fucking know that. Okay.
Yeah. Or not a series. I don't know if it was a series, but some pieces.
Any NFT. That's like
in March 2020 is when she released her first one. So clearly she's ahead of the game.
That's
like
awesome.
People who talk down about her.
I was sleeping on Paris Hilton.
They're the ignorant ones. It's not Paris that's ignorant.
Can I start a new weekly show on our channel with Stephane called NFT bosses?
Well, and also yes, when you were saying we don't have enough time to get with people, like we've got volunteers now who want to start doing shows on this channel, and I think that's what we need to do, right? Because I want to see every single project that deserves to get promoted on this channel, and we don't have time to do it, obviously, right? But like Brad the Builder wants to do 3 shows a week, right? Raul probably wants to do some shows. We can bring him in to do some stuff. So let's just maybe put some people in a room and go, okay, these are the hundreds of projects that we want to keep regular contact with that we can't, and so you're just gonna help.
And the thing with Paris is now she's working on a new series.
Yeah,
with like big name artists, right? The biggest, we don't know who yet. She hasn't announced who yet, but I imagine it's some of the biggest names in the world. So she's helping adoption a lot more than the haters are like, oh, Paris Hilton, that's the top.
This is the beginning. This is still like, oh, I missed NFTs. No, you fucking didn't. No. This is Bitcoin 2013, right? Yeah, did you miss Bitcoin 2011? Yeah, but it's Bitcoin 2013.
Yeah.
It really is, because the big companies that are getting in, they haven't started yet. They're like, oh, I would like to get in, right? And then so now they're actually getting in.
And explaining blockchain and Bitcoin to people who know nothing is hard, because they can't visualize it. They're like, what is the wallet? Oh, my Bitcoin is in my phone. No, the Bitcoin's on the network. Your key is in your wallet.
What is it?
Oh my God, it's so hard, right? People can't visualize. Now it's like, hey, look at this image. It's a token on the blockchain. It can't be fucked with. It's authentic. You can trade it. Boom. Oh, that makes sense to people. And then they get in. So we're working with another artist from Montreal. Really cool artist. I was invited to his studio. He's anonymous. Not many people get to go to his studio. It was literally like in the movies. I can't believe I'm now at that level type of deal in the art scene.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
I told me this a year ago. I was like, what? How is that ever going to happen?
I completely agree with you. Here's the thing. They fucking need you. They need us.
Exactly.
And that, and I'm glad they found you, because it's clear that you're going to be doing really amazing things in the space. And I'm really excited too that, you talk about the ecosystem. Like I talk about the rising tide that's going to lift all these ships. We get to being in the beginning. we get to do the work of, and I think for a lot of us, especially for people like you, I think it's natural, but we get to sort of breathe life into how we want the culture of this to work out. And it's going to change as it grows, whatever. But the seed of it, we could sort of like imbue it with as much of this, let's all, help each other, not have a zero-sum mentality as we possibly can, so that feeling lasts as long as it can possibly last.
Yeah,
I'm sure
absolutely.
it'll, morph or whatever as it grows, but I'm super stoked that.
So I got on a call with this artist, hey, what are NFTs? Who are we? What do we do? Okay, cool. He's like, okay,
sure.
Let's talk some more. Come over to my place next week. He wanted to see me in person, get a better feel for me. Then I go to the studio, super cool studio, just like in the movies. And then we're talking. He's like, okay, yeah, NFTs definitely I want to get into. And then after that, he's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'll work with you guys. You guys have been in the space for a long time. You seem legit, trustworthy, all that. And then he's like, okay, I think I'm also going to buy some crypto, So he got introduced to NFTs. He wants to publish. And then the next step is, okay, he wants to buy crypto now. He's buying Bitcoin. He's buying Ether. And that's like clear example of NFTs bringing mainstream adoption to crypto. And then all his collectors and all his community are going to be introduced to crypto, NFTs, etc. And yeah, it's super exciting. And then like we saw this coming as dotGems, this summer. We're like, oh my God, we need to have our NFT studio, our creative agency ready in place for when these big brands want to FOMO in. There's like, who can help us? There's not that many NFT studios out there. There's a lot more now than 6 months ago, but that was our strategy to do some smaller releases like the Man City stuff, leading up to have a portfolio to show these big brands like, hey, this is what we can do. Let's work together. I thought this might happen this summer. I thought we would have had a few more months to prepare, to build our team, but it's like, no, the rush is coming in right now. All friends I haven't talked to in months or years, like, hey, Steph, I've seen your post. You're in NFTs. I've got this artist. He has questions. Do you want to help him? Yep. Let's get on a call, see what can happen.
So, with the artists you're working with now, what you're going to see in the Uplift in the next 4 weeks will explain why I'm like, we need to rip on the EOS map now. It will become very obvious. And every millisecond that we spend thinking about that in advance is going to be a value add for your artists, like a big fucking value add for your artists.
Absolutely. So
and
that's why we bought.
Yeah, we found somebody to run it already, and it's Jimmy. Jimmy's messaging me in the background. He's like, I want to run this. I'm like, there you go. Boink.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean,
like Stephane, like I'm going to go on the record and say, like, if you don't build anything for the next 2 weeks, I'll hold the plot, but you need to be involved in this.
Yeah, agreed.
Sure. Absolutely. And like you say, adding these metaverses to the releases is super clutch. That's why we were buying land on all these metaverses, in November, December. That was before, we heard about this Uplift Worlds that you guys are building, which is super cool. Just more accessible to people. Obviously, great concept. But yeah, we're working on our galleries right now in Crypto Voxels to showcase the art that's coming up in our releases this weekend. And
you haven't seen the
possibilities out there.
I forgot, I misspoke earlier about the BPs because like Michael EOS USA hears so much that I always forget that he's a BP, and he's I'm sure he'd be willing to jump in on this EOS map world as well, and also Anders, which we always forget is like a BP.
Sorry,
right? So,
sorry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't been in Crypto Voxels much, but check this gallery out.
Super cool stuff.
At the lowest possible lift, NFT galleries in the Uplift are going to proliferate
And I just want to say something as well. Like we do hashtag shameless plug with relevance number 4. We Corey, actually, you did experiment with some of these other metaverse places in earlier times. Like you were interested in them. You did look into them. This isn't something that you're like unaware of. But like having it on EOS,
I am too unaware of them though. Like Stephane, I would love a tour, like because I know we went into your crypto voxels once, and like I want to learn more about crypto voxels and decentralized. Just like every time I go there, I'm like, why would anyone do this? Like I honestly don't get it. Because it seems like cost per value, but I am now officially like super biased, like real biased.
Can I finish? Like I think
I'm sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's okay. But I think the benefit right now in this point in time, the benefit of these, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. I only accept gratitudes at this time.
Okay, I'll take yep.
Like I think of the benefit of these crypto voxels and other metaverses is that right now the crypto world, as insane as it seems, they are looking towards Ethereum, and they do have the first mover advantage on this. And I think this is what it's going to attract a lot of attention. But like having something like crypto voxels in it with a QR code that points towards something that is on EOS isn't necessarily a bad play, in my opinion, right?
It's all good. You should be everywhere.
Just like we're saying with NFTs, you can support other projects. I think we as our project can support other metaverses as long as they are redirected towards us.
well, and I think like it's probably dumb that we don't, as the Uplift, that we don't have land in both. Right? Because I looked into them a little bit, but I'm not an expert, and I should be, right? They're like way ahead of us, as far as the like market penetration and stuff.
I just realized it's not you. We do know somebody very closely that has land in a couple of these places that we.
Oh, good, yeah, because I've done a bit of research, but I'm definitely not an expert.
Yeah, we have land there. We should probably see if it's been sold yet. But.
So we've got a few plots in crypto voxels. We've got a few in Somnium. We have a few in Sandbox, and we have some in Upland as well. Sandbox is more game oriented, and you need to program games into your land. So I'm not sure what we'll be doing with that. Probably not much for now. Crypto voxels is great because people can just teleport in right away to your spot, into your gallery or whatever. Somnium, you need to actually walk to our place, and it's like 5 minutes from the start because Somnium started 2 years ago when we weren't paying attention. So we've got, our plot of land. We couldn't spend fucking $10,000 for a close plot. But anyways, so all these metaverses kind of have their own appeal, right? But what you guys are doing with Uplift absolutely makes sense, and it kind of encompasses all these features or whatever. Like I didn't know you could put up JPEGs type of deal, pictures like we saw in your gallery in Uplift in Minecraft, right? Like I had no idea that was possible. I saw one of your videos a few weeks ago or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, well, awesome. Yeah. Galleries are coming to Uplift World.
Exactly.
And they're backlit.
Guess what we backlit them with, Jimmy? Fucking sea lanterns.
Yeah, so in Somnium, so we purchased a large plot in Somnium, and that's going to be our main gallery. But we have a limited amount of credits that we can use to build things, right? So we have 750 credits or whatever. So at one point, we had to turn off a light, which is 50 credits, to put up 25 NFTs, which are 2 credits each type of deal, right? So those are the restrictions we have to deal with on these platforms. Stuff that you probably don't have to deal with in the Uplift world.
You guys have land that you can actually mine stuff, and actually you guys have land in creative. You could just like magic shit to yourself and build whatever. Yeah. I'm not saying that you should be focused on the Uplift instead of wherever that was. Wait, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was just gonna ask you, Corey. I was gonna be like, yeah, you know what the benefit of creative is?
Yeah, you just have whatever the hell you want. Infinite sea lanterns, motherfucker, like that.
I'm definitely on team creative. Sorry, Anders, but definitely team creative.
Shit.
But you know what? I've just. This doesn't happen very often, Stephane. It's very rare that Corey and I just like interject and take the piss out of our guests. It happens with Michael EOSIO USA a lot.
Well, obviously.
it happens with Anders a lot, and I can see it's kind of starting to happen with you. So you're like in the love crowd for us. Really.
Moving up. That means the more I get interrupted, the more status I have. Is that how that works?
It's kind of like that. But I do want to say this before we get off this screen. Next week, I was just talking to Corey a little bit earlier tonight, and next week for our Thursday edition. Just out of everything that you've said and the respect that I hold you dear to, I'm gonna officially invite you on camera. So it's got to be a thing. We do the roundtable events with Crypto Writer on their channel on Thursdays starting this week. We're kicking it off this week with the crypto finnies of Stash and Ken Bozak, which we're super excited about. But next week we're going to do a roundtable on art on the blockchain. And we're going to invite mBlue because obviously he knows art on the blockchain. And it looks like you guys are doing things with artists. So I'd like you to join as well. We might get like one or two other people, but I think it'd be really cool to have you, as part of EOS Nation, dotGems, mBlue as part of UpliftArt, and Legend. Corey's been saying it all night, so I guess I don't have to restrict myself anymore.
The website's out there. You can go to legend.art and your email address forever. LGND. Yeah, no, that's a good.
What time is that? Is that?
Well, that one's bendable, but this time seems to work for everyone. So we might move it back a little bit, like maybe an hour, because it's better for mBlue. But we'll see.
Hour earlier or hour later?
An hour later. So
okay, because what I would suggest is you guys get Martin on, my co-founder in dotGems. The actual artist, our art director, the guy with the vision for this stuff. I'm not an artist, right? So if you guys want to talk art and stuff, definitely get Martin on. He's very knowledgeable. He's very passionate. I
love the fact that I wanted to have the artist on earlier, Corey. But now I'm kind of like a little bit worried. Like it's my paranoia. It's like, is he just passing us off to somebody else? Have we taken the piss too much, Corey?
No, absolutely not. Martin is the star of dotGems.
Sure. Well, you guys can both. Martin didn't you, but like, totally. We'll bring him on.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe he's not available. He's in China, so that's why I was asking what time it is. So this time, 9 or 10 a.m. is okay. Later than that, probably a bit too late for him. But if he can't make it, I'm always happy to jump on with you guys anytime for sure.
If he can't make it, I'll just fly over there, and it's only an hour.
Oh yeah, you're not too far. Exactly. Exactly. I've been to Japan twice actually. My brother lived in Japan for a while. Yves Larose, one of my best friends and EOS Nation CEO, he lived in Japan for 6 years. And I visited him as well. I love Japan. Absolutely love Japan. Had a fantastic time out there. Being white and just automatically being a superstar because I'm white. I'm short, I'm only 5'6", but out there I'm tall. Man, what a beautiful experience.
It's funny actually, because I just actually had a conversation.
I'll be right back.
Sir, I just actually had a conversation with Eve on Telegram, and I was in I took a vacation to his actual stomping ground. So that was funny.
Nice,
yeah. So
nice.
we've chatted about that because there's a lot of really cool crossovers for that. But I was serious. Like Corey and I, we get excited about very different things. And last night, for example, we had a conversation around our planet, and I'm not a camera person. Like I'm a writer. Like this is what I kind of grew up doing. Like I'm a philosopher. I used to write, but Corey kind of got me to do this EOSIO Weekly show, which turned into this everyday show. And now I don't freaking shut up. But like last night, we had our planet and we had NFTs on. And I barely said a word, because Corey.
Speaking of our planet, so our collection on Wax Van City, we've had our collectors ask, "Hey, can we stake our Van City to our planet?" We missed that first cutoff for the first projects, but when I saw you guys were added, reached out this week, and then so we sent in our application. So to the Van City holders out there, I think there's a good chance you'll be able to stake your Van City to our planet soon enough.
That's super sweet.
I think there's no confirmation yet, but we're in talks and stuff, and the process is moving along.
Yeah, I mean, and it's great. Like, and one of the while we wait for Corey to come back, but one of the other things I wanted to say to you as well is this is one of the things that I actually really like about the EOS Nation team. I know this is we've been focused on dotGems, but I just want to bring this up. Number one, I can verify the fact that like your EOS hot sauce is non-paid for, because I've been on the opposite end of that, working for projects that have like seen how, that transpires. And you guys really do pick up, like, I don't know how you do it, to be honest, because there's so many cool things going on. Like, I'm involved in the space in a different way, and which I'm not sure if you're aware, but like some of them overlap with what EOS Nation is doing. There's a lot of crossover projects on some things that I do as well. On the back end, I'm not involved, but like, I'm on the backside of like, I know of what's happening, and it's really interesting to me to see that. But also I've been on projects that have nothing to do with EOS Nation, and I don't know how you guys pick those 4 or 5 different news articles a week. Like, it must be quite difficult. So again, like, go and subscribe to EOS Hot Sauce. Go onto the EOS Nation website, and it's definitely worth a watch. Right, the Crypto Writer as well. We'll shout them out too. Their EOS update is really good. But you guys are kind of a more EOSIO focused.
So we've got a few people on the team. During the week we accumulate links. Oh, look at this story. Oh, that's a cool story. Blah blah blah. And then on Monday mornings we get together. We go through all the links. Is this good? No, we'll cut this one out. Not enough content here. Or, oh man, we got too many stories. Unfortunately, you cut some out. And then we have some projects like, hey, you forgot to mention us. I'm like, oh man, sorry, not on purpose. And then usually we'll get them in the next episode or whatever it is. So if you have projects out there that are on EOS or Wax, reach out to me. Let me know of your content, share the blog or whatever. Can't promise that we'll cover everyone. Like Jimmy said, there's just too much to cover sometimes. But we're happy to promote all projects on EOS, Wax, and we're also a blog producer on Ultra, which is also EOSIO. Ultra is more gaming oriented, but we'll have also a lot of NFTs. So the games you buy are actually NFTs. You can trade, stuff like that. So that network is going to be going live this year. So you'll probably be hearing more about that. So if your project is on EOS, Wax, or Ultra, reach out to us. Let us know what you're doing, and we'll give you a shout out for sure.
I like it. It makes me smile because, like, every time I hear you talk, I just smile because I think of the great team that I work with at Jenner EOS, and I think it's a very similar type of thing, right? Like, when you have a really good block producer team, which you guys are, like some really good front people that are doing some amazing things.
Jenner EOS is great too. For sure. Very active in EOS, very active in Wax. Yeah, great stuff.
But I like it, and you get Dennis, which is like, dude, man, that guy is like a programming whiz, man.
Yeah, smart contract wizard for sure. He's the one that built our pack tech, of course.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to that, so I wanted to ask you because we never got to that. What's unique? And I could talk to you all night. We're probably gonna have to cut it soon because people are gonna get
well, we got Tuttle Huddle in a few minutes.
Yeah, so
and I'm late to submit my draft for hot sauce this week.
So just give us so let's do that because we're gonna have you back again sometime soon. I want to have you back even for a roundtable on that's great. Hook us up with Martin because we'll bring him on for next week. But I want to have you back for a roundtable on some other things as well. And so, I'm just curious about like the pack semantics. Like you guys developed something new, and I kind of like to hear about that personally. The pack drop.
Sorry, I cut out there for a second. So there is some open source pack tech that Jonah and Fabian built that's out there. But it was a bit complicated. There was extra features that we kind of didn't need. So then he kind of looked at that. He's like, actually, he's going to build his own. It's very simple for now. This is version 1. So it's very simple. It's a pre-mint thing. We're just going to be, you send in your pack to the unpack.gems address, and then we send you your random cards. So it's nothing too complicated. We will be building more features into this pack tech over time. We're also going to be using it for our wax releases. So all of you out there that are more wax fans and not into EOS yet, don't worry. dotGems is going to be doing more releases on wax. We're actually working with 2 different groups right now for some upcoming releases. Probably in the next month, we'll have one, and then another one in the next month. So we're definitely going to keep working on wax as well.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, it's really cool stuff.
I thought there. But yeah, so we've got this pack tech that we're developing, and we also have the NFT smart contract battle that we've developed. So in our Van City series, people, they had zombies, they had humans, we had weapons, and then people could send in those zombies and those humans to our NFT battle contract. And then we randomize the battles, and then people have power-ups and whatever. And then, if you win the battle, then you can have prizes, you can earn a new NFT, you can earn some wax, you can maybe earn the other guy's NFT, or maybe that other guy's NFT is burned, stuff like that. So we've developed this smart contract for Van City. And if other collections want to run battles, we're open to working with them on that. So feel free to reach out to us for that.
I mean,
That's awesome. Yeah.
I know so many projects that should be doing that right now. We should just get like a couple like alpacas versus horrors, because that'd be fucking hilarious. And they have we could make like a little PvP arena because they're sharing a plot on the map, right? So, but like the alpacas winning would be like, yes.
Oh man, I'm so voting alpacas. Those guys are awesome.
Right? I love those guys.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely this is possible. We could definitely have battles. Excited to also build in more features in that smart contract as well.
So April 10th, 12 p.m. Eastern
Saturday,
time. Look out on the EOS Nation site and dotGems. Subscribe to the dotGems Twitter channel. The links are all below in the YouTube if you're watching it now, or if you happen to watch it back later. We've been going on now for 1 hour and 40 minutes, and I love it. But I would just rather have you on more often and more impact than just me rambling in the background. You guys have done some really cool stuff. Van City was awesome. I just have one question for you before you go. If you were to strike a zombie, how would you do it? Can you show me that, please?
Did he freeze? Don't freeze. No,
that's like the worst time to freeze ever.
He's like, how would you strike a zombie?
He's Canadian. He might be thinking a zombie's a bear, and
there he is.
My internet connection, I don't know what's going on.
No, it's okay. So the question was, if you were to strike a zombie, how would you do it?
Well, definitely bring a tank, one of our tank weapons from the series.
Can you just show us, give us the action? Because you guys are the Van City. You're the comic book that was shot with real life photography.
Yeah,
photographs.
Exactly.
So I just want to see how you would do it.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand the question. The battle,
if you were to strike a zombie, how would you do it?
Well, I would get in one of our tanks that we released as weapons in the Van City, and then you win. And then
he needs a chop.
Run him over.
He needs a chop to end the show. He needs
a
chop to end the show.
Ah, okay, I didn't get it. Sure. So let's go do a karate chop to the neck.